So what I was saying in the first part of this, before it cut out, was I'd even seen someone a few times regain the release status, right? And one time, even to the point that they were going down the hill to leave the camp early in the morning, gave away all their stuff, and got turned around and sent back up the hill. Just kidding, you're not leaving. And so I fully expected this was going to happen to me. And it wasn't until we left camp, and me and the girls out of that batch of immediate releases that were catching the bus were dropped off at the bus station in Beckley, West Virginia. Most of us hours before our actual buses were leaving. There was no inside area, so we walked up to the sheets and hung out in there for hours. But it wasn't until after I got on the bus to come home that I was like, this is really, really happening. Because the whole time I'm waiting for the bus, I was just confident at any point there'd be a Bureau of Prisons van driving around, and they would be looking for me, and they would say, okay, come back to camp, and if you refuse, it'll be an escape charge. So that was my life this time last year. And of course, my children and my mother, my loved ones, were equally godsmacked when I just showed up at their homes and said, hey, I'm back. And no home confinement, no halfway house, no ankle monitor. I've maxed out prison. It is just probation, and in a year, that'll be over too. And then I began the long road of getting my health physically and mentally back in order, and rebuilding my life. And I'm in a truly good place now. And there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot I still need to do. There's a lot I'm working on. There's a lot, there are, of course, difficulties and obstacles. But I'm in a really good place. And so when I reflect on where I was this time last year, with a ridiculous hole in my back that was seeping crap and getting scraped and drained and repacked multiple times a day, and I could barely function mentally and physically, to now I'm home and probably better health than I've been in years, and mentally in a decent place. It's very surreal. It's very, very surreal. And I share this with you because I know that many of you will find yourself in the same position one day, or your loved one will be in this position. And I want you to be able to understand it for yourself or for them. There's going to be, in this moment, as I reflect of where I was a year ago and where I am now, it is equally as surreal in this moment as I'm thinking about it, as it was the day that the bus station left Beckley, West Virginia to head home. And oddly, a part of me still feels like the metaphorical prison van is circling, at any moment is going to say, come back to prison. You're going back to prison. You have to go back to prison. And I'm not doing anything wrong. There's literally nothing logically to justify that fear. But I live with it day in and day out. And I know that once I'm off federal probation, it will be minimized some. And I really need that. And I'm looking forward to that. So that's where I'm at in my journey right now. I just wanted to do this. I'm going to have to post this in 2 different videos, the first part and this part, because my phone's memory is like almost nothing. When I came home, I bought myself a phone. It is a very cheap Android, has very little storage, and it's acting up. And I'm in no position to buy a new phone. So if you'd like to donate to the channel, my Cash App and PayPal will be in the description, as will my email if you'd like to contact me. There is a FedPhoenix group on Facebook now. There's a link to the merch line in the description. Many of you have found me on social media. My legal name is Audrey Thompson. My Facebook is Audrey M for my middle name, Thompson, because there's another woman locally who's like 10 years younger than me that has the same first and last name. So on social medias, I usually put my middle initial in just to differentiate. I'm not doing well, making much headway. I'm working on my book, but I'm working on it. I'll let y'all know when it drops. And whatever you're going through, remember, it is a slice of your life, and you will get through it because you have to. So with that, Fed fam, good day. God bless.